What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
HellaDepraved.
Fun fact, the mask is a hit, by the way, if you look at the comments for yesterday's videos.
No, that kind of hit. Okay.
Anyways, I am excited for this. I told Duane after October was over we were going to hit his next song that he drops, and this is it.
Okay.
So here we are.
Sounds good.
There's a few songs that we're going to try and backtrack and catch up on that we've missed. This is one of them. It's only a couple days old, I believe.
So, we didn't pass over it too bad.
Right.
Got it.
I'm super excited for this, though. So,
It's Duane.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, by the way, we've been doing some live Twitch gaming over on Duane's Twitch. We've been playing scary games. It's been mostly him, myself, and Banksy, and DK's been in a couple of them. But definitely go check those out. Follow him on Twitch. I'm going to actually start working on editing videos from our streams.
And posting some
and posting them probably on another channel that I'm going to open up just for gaming with friends.
Okay.
So be sure to check those out when that happens. Anyways, super excited for this. So let's jump into this motherfucker. This is Duane Jackson with Last Words.
Famous.
Get it.
It all started back in high school. Here, let me write you a little something on exactly how my life moved. It was always fight or flight, but my fight lose. So I always had anxiety to fight through. I just sat around and thought about life. I was scared to face the truth. I could barely play it cool. I was stuck inside a pattern and I barely made it through. And somehow I blamed everybody else. I was a lost one. And yeah, I learned to talk some, but I kept to myself because I was off one. Always focused on the negative side. I mean, I had so many feelings that I'd never confide. So
Bruh! I can relate to this
All right.
quite a bit.
I like the transparency. You know?
Minus the dealing with anxiety. I don't.
Oh, yeah. That's your story and you're sticking to it.
What?
The lack of anxiety, which I'm just jealous about.
Oh.
But as an overthinker and an introvert, I can definitely relate to this. I was also a very, very angry teen.
I definitely dealt with anger.
I was very angry.
The difference between my anger and most others, mine was unjustified. And I know that now as an adult 100%. Looking back at why I was angry, I never knew why I was mad. I was just mad.
Right. Although I do think that that's partially just sort of the hormonal shift that a lot of us go through and not being able to recognize exactly what our feelings are, much less coping mechanisms and ways to deal with them. Some of us did have things to be angry about.
Right.
But anxiety, that's definitely when it hit for me too. So I get this, and I journaled a lot. So while I didn't become a lyricist of any kind other than on paper, like I understand the whole like just constantly sort of writing down what's good. I mean, my college books have poetry all around the rims, and I don't condone writing in books, people, but I did back then. And they're not pleasant poems. So I get it.
Right.
and yeah, I learned to talk some, but I kept to myself because I was off one. Always focused on the negative side. I mean, I had so many feelings that I'd never confide. So I always pushed the front like ain't nothing faze me. But honestly, I've been fucked up since like grade 3. I'm surprised I ever made it to my 18th. I used to daydream about falling out the sky. I was called.
Duane just went all British on us.
Since grade 3? I mean, sure, kind of. So this is a little different, but yeah, sure. But I do. I again, I'm there with you, man.
Oh, they usually say year 3, don't they?
Mm. But I'm there. It started super early. separation of classmates into, honestly, the narcissists and the pushovers. And I was somewhere in between. That was third grade, though.
If there's one skill that I feel was important that I learned from school, from actually being in school, it was the skill to just watch people and analyze what's going on.
That is a good, yeah. For years, it just felt like people watching until I realized that it was actually like keen observation skills and being able to read a room and read a person and
to be honest, at this point in our not so structured schooling system, is honestly the main reason I always urge people to forego homeschooling and send their kids to school. Yes, the world's scary, stupid shit happens,
right,
but the one thing kids definitely need to learn is interaction with other people, or avoidance of interaction with other people by being
one
around
way or
them.
Another. Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely means a lot of heartbreak, and I don't mean relationship heartbreak. I just mean I mean losing somebody you think is a friend is heartbreaking
yeah,
too.
It's backstab, it's betrayal,
and those are the
bullying,
things you need to learn. So as an adult, you know what to look out for.
Honestly, all of it, bullying, backstabbing, all of it still happens in adulthood. It's a lot of times just a bit more subversive. But, I mean, there are some blatant cases as well. So, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think that there are reasons for homeschooling, but they shouldn't be your first option.
Right.
And that's, a lot of times with gifted students, it's really hard to keep them on the level they need and occupied.
And engaged.
Or if you have somebody that has a learning disability, or you're just too far away from proper schools. I mean, like, there are definitely reasons for it. But on the other hand, even as a homeschooler, they now have, luckily, the options of, like, Zoom meetings and stuff, and they should have to do that with their peers in order to gain some idea of what's going on.
Right.
Surprised I ever made it to my 18th. I used to daydream about falling out the sky. I was calling out to God, trying to figure out my path, but I was all in on the loss, plus the liquor in the bag. I would sip it and just laugh, cause I thought that life was funny, right? Shit, until I started living in my stash, that's when shit was getting bad. I would give it to anxiety, and that just held me back from all the shit that I could have. I tried to redirect, but my interest didn't last, man. I couldn't find my focus, it was missing in my past. Kept dipping in that half and smoking weed to get me by, but every time I did, it only feed into my lies. I mean, I wanted to get better, but I needed to survive, so I'd smoke a couple more, like I believe it if I tried. That time was like a dark road, sitting in the park zone, thinking that I'm lost and I should start home. I just want to find a place where I can be me. It's hard though, cause nowadays they judge you if your heart shows. So I've been colder than I've ever been. They showed us hate's the sentiment, that's why I built my armor out of fake. And it started out as rage, but I learned to make it better sense. So if they come at me, it don't really matter which part they take. Still, I feel like I'm too late and declined.
Ooh, this is heavy.
I feel like it's an unfortunate part of humanity and becoming an adult. And each of us have a different path of that, and some have it worse than others. It's just... growing up sucks. It really sucks. And you lose some of that childish...
wonder.
In innocence and the empathy and your ability to clearly express your feelings, like he was talking about, having your heart on your sleeve and all the stuff that makes kids great. We slowly whittle away until they're colds, or at least on the outside, we all look cold. We're all armored somehow. I did not go through the drinking, and I cannot smoke weed because I'm allergic. So I didn't escape that way.
My escape was in video games.
Mine was reading.
And that was it. I tried the weed thing, didn't enjoy it. I liked alcohol, but didn't want to go down the path that I've seen people so close to me go down.
Right.
And I just, one thing I'm going to urge not just Duane, but everybody else, don't be afraid to show emotion. I hate this idea in today's world where, as it's honestly not even just today's world, it's how it's been throughout history for the longest, where men are supposed to keep their emotions in check and always have this strong presence and be a man. And I fucking hate it. We definitely need to be in a world where it's okay to tell your homies, male or female, you love them when you leave.
Right.
Also, I don't know.
As far as women go, it's totally okay to not smile, to not talk, to not be bubbly, hospitable. Right. I'm not. I never have been. And honestly, most of that is because I'm an introvert. But I will say my armor over time was just sort of falling into that and emphasizing it, because I got called snotty and a bitch and everything, even when I was not trying to be. It was just, I was quiet. And at this point, I'm happy to say that I am snotty and a bitch and just, you know.
Not to me.
Right. But I agree. I think it's sad what we've done, and it is growing pains. But we all do find some escapism. Again, book reading for me, like, has gotten me through some real rough situations, and sometimes I have a hard time pulling myself out of not just a book, but like binge reading a series. And by binge reading a series, I mean all within the same couple of days. So I get it.
They come at me, it don't really matter which part they take. Still, I feel like I'm too late and declined. So anything I do is probably a waste of my time. On the other hand, maybe I got it. I can't make up my mind. I've been stuck living this limbo since the day I went live. I'm trying to find a way the two can coexist. It's just another thing I'm feeling hopeless with. I put in all this work and then I don't commit. If I don't get it now, I think it's probably time I throw it in.
You ruined my dance.
I also like a lot of the pauses that he took where I wasn't necessarily expecting one. Like, I like the creative choice.
Duane... Okay, first and foremost, Duane is just one of my favorite people. We're pretty much the same age, give or take months.
Right.
Pretty much the same height. Give or take an inch or two.
Guess who's taller?
Yeah,
no, you know.
But I absolutely love Duane. Duane is one of, like, 3 people that, first off, his content's engaging and fun. Mm-hmm. He's one of like 3 people that I consider homies that I still watch most of their videos.
Oh, he's definitely worth watching. Yeah.
I actually probably watch more of his stuff now that he's doing commentary type stuff instead of reactions.
Well, it's because it's not something we
being a
get.
reaction channel, we can't necessarily just always sit down and watch other people do reactions if we haven't done the song ourselves.
And he's extremely talented. I mean, whatever way he chooses to express that talent, we'll be here to support him. But I love his rap. I really do.
His style of rap is so much of a mix of classic and modern.
I was just gonna say, it's
so
like
much
that
of a
perfect
mix. It's like a nice
mid.
balance.
Yeah.
I absolutely love to hear him rap. I cherish all of the moments we have gaming together, even when it's both of us bitching about, you know,
height.
Not height.
Wait, no. Spiders.
Fuck that. I was gonna say multiverses because I couldn't remember the name.
There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there. I would recommend going and checking them out because, you know, listening to the whole bunch of Nopes coming from Duane.
Oh, I can't wait to
really
edit
fun.
that video at some point because it is going to be so The three of us were like, "Fuck this." No. Fun times.
Anyway.
Duane, homie, you did a great fucking job.
Yeah.
I love, again, these type of tracks are always going to be my favorite, regardless of the artist, regardless if they're friends.
They're very personal.
I love personal tracks that can actually make you feel like you know where these people, where people are coming from.
Right.
Duane's like, what do you mean about these people?
These.
But no,
Right.
I fucking loved it, homie. Yeah.
Fabulous job.
Fabulous job. All right, so that's going to do it. We love you guys. Subscribe if you like it. Subscribe if you don't. Subscribe if you don't. We don't care. And yeah, we love y'all. Duane, love you, homie. That's right, bitch. And
I'm going to get you a heart patch for your sleeve, love.
because I'm a hoe. We love y'all, and we'll see you next time. Later.